friends, welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host, Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. I know. It's been a while. You guys have been telling me in the comments, Aaron, where are you? What have you been doing? What's going on? I've just been living life. I've been doing my thing. I'm still in my anxiety journey like everybody else. And I always wait till I have good, credible information before I bring it to you. And I do have good information. The good information that I have today that you're not going to want to miss is the fact that I saw Spider-Man No Way Home last night. And let me tell you something. At the end, with Peter Parker and MJ, with the hair and them and Ned, they all go into this big room where you have Doc Ock and the Green Goblin, right? And they all... No, I wouldn't do that to you. None of that's true. None of that's true. I did see it. It was fantastic. If you're a fan of those movies, go see it. What are you doing? Why are you here? Shut this video off. Go see that. It's way better than this. But no, it's a fantastic movie, and I hope I got you. If you haven't already, like the video. If I got you with the spoiler thing and you almost turned it off, hit the dislike video. It's the only way I'll know. So getting started today, I wanted to jump on and talk about my anxiety journey recently and what things have been going on and transpiring. For me, for people that have been asking, life is great, fantastic. My anxiety has been in the back room for quite some time now. All the previous videos that I've had here, if you haven't already checked them out, I can go along this journey, and now I can look back at things that I've already done and go, man, I was in a rough spot there. That was getting kind of crazy for a while. So now, I got not all of it, okay? I don't want you to think that, I'm just happy-go-lucky all the time. You know, we all have anxiety in this world. And the goal isn't to get rid of your anxiety completely. It's to make it manageable and make it something that you can coherently get through day to day, okay? And I will say, once you get to the point where I'm at now, life is much better. But you do have to take those steps if you haven't already. And if you're in that journey, it's the thicket of the journey. It's arduous, it's hard, but it's worth it. Keep going, okay? Don't give up. It's so hard to not give up, okay? But keep going, and you will find that treasure at the end of the rainbow, I promise. Excuse me. So, an update on my anxiety and some symptoms that I've actually been having within the last couple months. I was going along, I have a new baby girl, and she's wonderful. And about 2 months before she was born, so this would have been, it was about a month before, so about August of last year, or this year, I started taking 10 milligrams consecutively, like consistently and consecutively every day. And that was working great. My anxiety, I stopped messing with the fluctuation. Those of you who know, sometimes I was on 2.5, I'd be on 7, I'd be on 5, I'd be on 10, you know what I mean? I was kind of over the spectrum there when it came to getting my milligrammage right. And I ended up going to a doctor. It wasn't even for my visit, and I'm friends with my doctor, and he was like, hey, how's your anxiety doing? And I was like, well, he's like, you're messing with the medication again, aren't you? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, you got to learn on your own. He goes, if you just take it, like I'm telling you, he goes, you'll be a lot better off. And so I was like, all right, fine. So I started taking the 10 milligrams consistently every day without missing a beat, 10 milligrams. And he was absolutely right. I was messing with it way too much. I was thinking days that were good, that, I'm doing pretty good. I should back this down. Or things that, my anxiety's been really kind of getting ahead of me. I should probably bump it up. And that's not how this stuff works. As much as I've been tackling the subject of anxiety and medication and things like that, that's not how this stuff works. I'm always learning, okay? I never admit to knowing everything. I always say consult your doctor, as I am not one. All I'm doing is giving you a first-hand account on my journey, okay? And if you can learn things from that, great. If not, fine. If you want to laugh at me, do that. So, the problem that I was running into after a few months of that, because it was great, everything was fine. No videos, we're fine. But the problem that I was running into is the fact that my memory started to get a little weird and fuzzy, and so I have a whole video on memory loss, and so I was thinking, maybe there's more to that. So what was ended up happening is my short-term memory would feel really vague, and something that, like, literally I had a moment where, okay, I'm gonna give you the story, okay, because this is exactly what happened, and it freaked me out. Not a lot, but it freaked me out a little bit. I was on the couch. Sam said, hey, can you let the dogs out, but when you let them back in, put them in the kitchen because their feet are going to be wet. Okay. I half-assed took that in, pardon my French. I half-butted took that in, and so I let the dog out, and this is all in my head. I'm like, okay, the time had passed. I let the dogs out, and I let them back in. On the way back in, I was taking the dogs to the kitchen. Sam said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm putting the dogs in the kitchen. Why? Because you told me like an hour ago to let the dogs back in and put them in the kitchen because their feet are wet. And she looked at me so confused and she said, I told you that yesterday. What? Really? Yeah, that was yesterday. Really? I thought you just told me that like an hour and a half ago. Nope, that was yesterday. So, made a doctor's appointment. Here we go. Because we gotta check this out. This seems weird, okay? I reserved, nice thing, I reserved my judgment for talking to the doctor. I didn't race thoughts, thanks to the medication. I didn't have racing thoughts. I didn't freak out. My hypochondriacness wasn't going, oh my God, we're dying. You know what I mean? I just said, you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna make a doctor's appointment. And the worst thing that you can do is get online, get on Google, okay? For those of you that have the hypochondriac or health anxiety like I did, don't do it. You know, you've already been there. You read something, it tells you, oh, you have a headache. Oh, it's probably sinuses or, tension in your back or brain tumor. Or it could be just that you have stress. And then you go, oh, it's a brain tumor. You know what I mean? That's what we do. So, didn't do that. Made the doctor's appointment. He said, well, he goes, let me tell you how this is. He goes, as you know, everybody has their own amount of medication. It takes a different amount of medication for every person. Everyone's a little bit custom. He goes, so if that's just a touch too high, he goes, it kind of makes you not worry about, that's the goal of the medication. It doesn't let you worry about things that you can't control. He goes, so if you go a little bit over, he goes, it's not going to hurt you. He goes, but you may be paying attention to things in which at that time you're not storing that because your brain's not going, this is important, this is important, this is important. He goes, so you stored that. He goes, you really haphazardly were paying attention and stored that randomly and withdrew it back at a time that your brain thought it was valid. He goes, and that's not how it's supposed to be. He goes, so you're just a little bit too deep. He goes, so where are you at now? And I said, well, I've been taking the 10 milligrams, like you said, consistently. He goes, okay, I'll tell you what, drop it down to 7.5. And so he was going to prescribe me a whole new bottle. And I said, I did that. I got this. I'm like a professional now at breaking these pills. So they come with a little line, a Lexapro, little white pill, comes a little line. I crack that one. I grab the two halves, I take 1.5, crack it. Boom. So 5, 2.5, I'm on 7.5. Okay? You see where I'm going with this? So I've been doing that. And sure enough, within, 3 days to a week, it all cleared up. My memory came back full bore as far as the things that I was worried about. I was back to because I really like to play the music trivia game. Who sings that? Who sings this? I love that stuff. And I'm really good at it. All that stuff came fleeting back. Names came fleeting back. So it wasn't a problem. It was just that my brain was just like, we can't really worry about that. What are we doing here, man? What is this all? You want to go on a hike, man? You know what I mean? So that's just so. That was the recent thing that's happened with my anxiety. So, I am 3 years. Is that 3 years? I feel like 3 years into this, and I'm still finding new things out. Okay, I don't know everything. I don't attest to know everything. And if you guys have information that you think would be beneficial to me, please let me know. Okay, because we're all in this together. This is why we're doing this, okay? If you haven't already, speaking of which, join us on the Aaron's Anxiety family page. It's a great way to get a step ahead in this journey and to have some people behind you, because most people in your life, are not going to understand what you're going through. They think that their anxiety is just the same as your anxiety, and that, we all have anxiety. I had a test coming up, and I got anxious. No, I was curled up in my room for 3 days. I think I'm dying. What is life? You know, that is a real anxiety problem. So, okay, friends, I hope this video has been helpful. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit the like button, comment, say hi down below. I love hearing from you guys. I talk to you guys every single day. So you guys you're always on my brain, so don't think you're not. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Aaron. You're awesome. And I'll see you in the next video. Now go watch Spider-Man. Go watch Spider-Man.